Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. Kind of competing with the TV, but bear with me. This is day 6 on me exploring fear. What is it that's holding me back? The truth is, this has been really good for me, so I appreciate my JBV community and allowing me to kind of just explore this. I am using, for today, a daily reflection book from Overeaters Anonymous. And it has an index, and in the index there were 10 readings for fear, and this is day 6. What I like about it is it's really giving me a chance to kind of get centered and say, like, what is it, that's seemingly in my way between breaking through to my next level. So this is a really good one. It's a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt to begin with, then there's a brief overview of reflection, and then a tiny affirmation, if you will. So it reads, you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. I love that. If Eleanor Roosevelt agrees, I'm all in. My grandfather, McCants, who was a pilot in the Navy, was actually a private pilot for Eleanor Roosevelt for some time. So I feel connected to her, but she's brilliant. But she doesn't say, oh, please don't spend time with fear. That's ridiculous. Move on. What a waste of time. How petty. No. She says you're actually going to get stronger, gain more strength and confidence. Yes, please. By really taking a moment to stop and look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. I need to hear that. I need to hear that. How many things have I made it through, you guys? If you followed me at all, you know what I've been through. I made it through all of that. This is the other side. This is coming out the other side, right? And then it says, you must do the thing you think you cannot do. Eleanor Roosevelt. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. It's brilliant. Okay, here's a reflection. The inability to face my fears was one of the primary contributing factors of my illness, meaning compulsive overeating, being stuck in the food, abusing my body with food, abusing my body in general, when I was a pill gourmet, when I did alcohol, just the default being you can't get back at others, you're not old enough, you're not courageous enough, you're not in a position to, so abuse what you can, which in that case is myself, sadly. So it says, if I do not look fear in the face, I would not know what it was made of. And if I did not know my fears, I would not feel them. Compulsive overeating did an admirable job of helping me bury my fears alive. Damn straight. As in binging, anesthetizing with food, focusing, like as I've suggested, for me, like all of my sins, the overt, obvious ones that people can see and I recognize right away, tend to surround food because I lie about it, I hide it, I cheat to get it, in so many ways. And this is a pattern of mine for all my life, really, with my earliest memories being in terms of stealing food 3 years old. But I certainly had some memories before that. So, yeah, compulsive overeating did an admirable job of helping me bury my fears alive. Because in that moment, when you don't want to face it and you start, the new focus becomes the and not what was going down, right? So it says the Overeaters Anonymous program excels in helping us deal with our fears. And again, that's the 12-step programs of the Alcoholic Anonymous 12 steps that just help you work through what is the history, what is the problem, and even better, what are the tools to help you not only work towards wellness, but stay well by constantly checking back. So one small step at a time, we discover what terrifies us, pass through it, and go on with our recovery. Enlisting the help of a sponsor, which is just free volunteers who have been successful in the program, and using the other tools, there's so many outreach calls, of course, meetings, service, is an effective way to begin facing fear. Well, Juliana, have you been doing OA forever? I mean, what's the deal? I don't get it. Like, why aren't you well and why didn't you stay well? Such a good question. Again, I go back to the idea of onions and layers, you know. To the extent that I could at the time, I was clean in program. To the extent that I was open to at the time, I was working the program. That was the level of honesty at the time. And no surprise that as I decided I was well and didn't need the program anymore and just went on with my life, I was not in the next set of layers. You know, inevitably, there's so many layers. And God is so merciful that He only reveals certain things when we're ready. And, excuse me, I'm in a position where I'm more ready. Okay, so for today, this is that affirmation. The help I need to deal with fear is available in the 12-step program, the OA members and the tools. Am I using that help? That's what it says. I'm back. I went to a meeting last night in Australia. I was in what was it, Melbourne? I think it was Melbourne. And I was like, hi, I'm from Los Angeles. And they're all, yeah, g'day. You know what? That's what I love. It's just like church. I can go anywhere in the world and the format of the Mass will be the same. It doesn't matter if it's in Spanish or in Chinese or has a New Zealand accent or in, you know, the state of Georgia, wherever it is. I recognize it. I'm at home. I'm part of it. I can go to any meeting, and the meetings are 24/7, as is the Mass. And it doesn't matter what state, what country, what anything. I recognize it, and I'm at home. So, you know, it's just a matter of me stepping up and doing that because it's certainly worked in the past. I know it'll work now. Again, let me remind that in Overeaters Anonymous, there is no food program. So there's zero conflict in eating a vegan or raw vegan food plan because you choose what works for you. And that most certainly works for me. So I'm happy to be in progress. All right, let's read a clean one. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I've lived through the horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Eleanor Roosevelt. The inability to face my fears was one of the primary contributing factors of my illness. If I did not look fear in the face, I would not know what it was made of. And if I did not know my fears, I would not feel them. Compulsive overeating did an admirable job of helping me bury my fears alive. The OA program excels in helping us deal with our fears. One small step at a time, we discover what terrifies us, pass through it, and go on with our recovery. Enlisting the help of a sponsor and using the other tools is an effective way to begin facing fear. For today, the help I need to deal with fear is available in the 12-step program, the OA members, and the tools. Am I using that help? I couldn't resist. All right, well, you know what? I'm using all my tools and getting back in. I just can't even tell you, like seriously, to say I slipped a brain cell is an understatement. To say that denial in a river in Egypt, I can prove it because I was on the river and I was not in Egypt. I can't even say. Yes, I was using a few things, but mostly I was up to no good. And, you know, as long as we're breathing, I consider it God's grace to wake me up and say, Juliana, what are you doing, darling? What are you doing? Thank you, Father. Thank you. Call me on my stuff. I love it. All right, can you relate? I appreciate you guys letting me share. I can absolutely relate, my gosh. But there were some powerful things in here. I thought it was really powerful to remember I've been through so much horror. I can take that next step that comes along. And more importantly, I have to do the things that I don't believe that I can do. I have to do them. We can only do them while we're on the planet in this life, while we're here. And I want to do those things. So, you know, God already granted me health, amazing health. So vibrant, so lovely, so powerful. I mean, my gosh, any dis-ease that came along, He was right there. Me choosing to negate or begin to bury or begin to welcome illness into my life again is on me. He already gave all the grace. So yeah, me saying that I am worthy of living in a clean, healthy body of regular weight, and knowing that even if I'm not safe, because predators are such pigs and they like fat chicks as much as they like skinny little anorexic people, God will give me the tools I need in the moment. Like, for instance, maybe I should just be taking karate as the weight comes off so I can kick anyone's ass who dares to approach without permission. All right, my friends, like if you like, join us if you haven't subscribed. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed.